days ago, Kim took North and Penelope to go see Katy Perry live in Las Vegas, and in the clips that she shamelessly uploaded to her social medias, is more than a little disturbing. Okay, that's the only word that comes to mind. So when Katy calls North up onto the stage, which, by the way, is the very first red flag that this was a setup, because they weren't in the general admission pit. They were way back in the seats. So how on earth would Katy have spotted them all the way back there?
Huh?
Is that Northwest? Oh my God, North, I have seen all of your TikToks. It's not her? It is her?
No, I know.
North? Sorry. North, do you want to come on stage and do the dance off? Oh my God, can we do it?
And honestly, it's an incredibly wholesome moment, because even though North is a celebrity herself and is constantly surrounded by celebrities, she can still fangirl just like every other kid her age. However, there's always a however with this family. This excitement is short-lived, because in the very next story post that Kim makes on Instagram, North notices the camera and is immediately miserable.
Hi.
It's almost as if in that very moment, North put 2 and 2 together and realized that this wasn't organic. This was planned. And it has people theorizing that because of North's sudden and complete change in emotions, North realized that Katy was either paid off to do this, or it was a PR stunt that Kim organized with Katy to distract people from what's truly going on, which is the loss in sales of their products, mass unfollowing, thousands upon thousands of comments about how people are sick and tired of them, Kim Kardashian ruined my life.com, and the Balenciaga scandal. I could seriously just go on and on, but I think you get my point. The downfall of the Kardashians is happening in real time, and it's happening in front of our very eyes. And they know this, which is why I think they're scrambling around to try and figure out ways to switch the narrative as fast as they possibly can. But I know what you're sitting there and thinking. Oh my God, Hayley, you're overreacting. It was literally just one clip. Okay, yeah, I get it, all right. And maybe I'd agree with you if it didn't literally happen again. Yeah.
Shy, not that shy.
North literally looks like she'd rather be anywhere else in the world than be there in that moment. And taking into account just how over the moon she was about being noticed by Katy when she was unaware of Kim's involvement is more than a little weird. It is. And if you think that North was the only one who looked dead inside, you'd be wrong. Just take a look at this absolute disaster of a clip that Kim would have had to have watched back and thought to herself, yeah, this is good to post.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Kim is either so tone deaf to the point where she can't even recognize when she's making somebody uncomfortable anymore, or she does recognize that she's making Penelope uncomfortable and she either doesn't care or she thinks it's funny. But then this is the video that makes this all feel like a PR stunt. If you don't know who the girl in the black shirt next to North is, I want you to take a wild guess as to who it is. Clock's a ticking. I'm waiting. Actually, you know what? I'll give you your privacy. It's Selena Gomez's younger sister, Gracie. Could this family not be any more obvious? Make this make sense to me. Kim and her family live in Calabasas, right? Why would they go all the way to Las Vegas just to go see Katy Perry? The exact same show that Selena Gomez's younger sister is at. And who had beef with Selena Gomez? Kylie Jenner, yeah!
But you know who does need the good press? Is the Kardashians. They need you to see, oh no, look, we're good. Gracie and North are hanging out, we're good. The beef is smashed. No. Obviously, no one knows what goes on behind the scenes, but it does make me sad that they are clearly using Gracie for PR.
Like, I'm not even being a conspiracy theorist. This online, it inspired me to look back into how the Kardashians have treated their children in the past. And let me just say, I was led down a very unsettling rabbit hole. So grab yourself a can of sour cream and onion Pringles with a chalky milk and get comfy, because we're gonna dive right in. What? We're gonna dive right in. Firstly, I want to discuss how the Kardashians literally photoshopped their own children. The first, and probably worst, example of this is when Kim took her family on a trip to Bali and the paparazzi took this candid picture of her and her kids, which she eventually uploaded to her Instagram. But that isn't the original photo. Here's a side-by-side of the original picture and the picture that Kim edited for her Instagram. See, at first glance, you may not be able to notice any changes, but when I do this, you can clearly see that Kim edited North to make her stomach and her back slimmer, and even went as far as to making the size of her head smaller. Wow, everyone, can we please just give a warm round of applause for Kimothy Kardashian for giving her 5-year-old daughter body image issues so early on in her life? What an achievement! Now, obviously, Kim heavily edited her own face, but you know what? I don't care, because she's an adult. Those are her children. But surprise, surprise, this isn't the first time Kim has pulled something like this, because in July of 2022, when she was on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, she posted this picture with her kids from backstage. And you might be thinking to yourself, Hayley, I don't see anything wrong with this. Oh, really? Well, what if I told you that Saint's shirt and Saint's hat wasn't even brown? The original color of his clothing was literally red. It is just straight up bad parenting when you're constantly altering the way that your kids look just so it fits your online brand. Either Photoshop yourself and leave them alone, or don't post them at all. But Kim isn't just insane enough to Photoshop her own children, because she'll Photoshop her sister's children as well. In October of 2021, Kylie and Kim took Chicago and Stormy to Disneyland, and obviously they took pictures, because what else would they do? But Kylie didn't want Stormy online just yet, as she was still in hiding following the Astroworld tragedy. So you know what Kim decides? She instead chose the sanest option, and clearly the only option that was available, and that was to Photoshop her niece's head onto her sister's kid's head. Just bending reality into the shape that she wants it to be. And the reason that Kim did this is worse than what any of you are thinking right now. I promise it is. Now, it is painfully obvious that these pictures were photoshopped, but the family refused to make a comment on it up until April of 2022, when Khloe accidentally slipped up on True's birthday by taking her to Disneyland and saying it was her first time there. After fans began noticing this inconsistency, Kim was then forced to address the situation on her Instagram story. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but Kim's response is somehow 10 times more deranged than the photoshopped pictures themselves, and that is saying a lot. The original pics were Stormy. However, I asked Kylie Jenner if I could post them, and she said she wasn't really feeling posting at the moment, and so I respect that. But it wasn't going to mess up my Instagram feed. She was wearing pink and it matched perfectly. So not only did she Photoshop another kid's head onto Stormy's body, but she changed the color of Stormy's pants to maintain her Instagram feed's aesthetic. Because that's what's most important, isn't it? It wasn't the aesthetic I was going for, and I can own up to that. You know how much a good aesthetic means to my soul, and I'll be damned if Kylie will ruin that for me and mess up my Instagram grid. So thank you, True, for taking one for the team. I didn't think it would be that big of a deal if her own mum questioned if I snuck her to Disneyland for the first time. She's talking as if this is just some silly little joke that shouldn't be taken seriously. No, Kim! You are creating false memories for these kids! To end this section off, I want to bring up yet another time Stormi was photoshopped for the sake of her family's Instagram feeds. In 2018, when Stormi was still just a baby, Kylie posted a picture of herself and her baby to her Instagram. Oh, cute, right? No! If you zoom in just a bit, you will see that Kylie photoshopped her baby's ear! What? Kylie has been vocal about her many insecurities, including the fact that she hates how her ears stick out. Perhaps Kylie was trying to make Stormi's ears look less like hers? Ah, yes. Let me project my own insecurity onto my baby girl before she even has the chance to become insecure about it. Let me send the message to my child that her ears are something that need to be fixed, not something that needs to be embraced. Perfect parenting, Kylie. Just wonderful. So now we're moving on. Recently, Kourtney said she and Travis Barker feel guilty for going on trips without their kids months after denying claims that she hardly spends time with them. Kourtney even previously said that if she had enough money, she'd quit keeping up with the Kardashians to be a full-time mother. The guilt that I carry every day from not being at home when they get home from school, not doing homework, my kids suffer. Kourtney, come here. Come on. So you know what you could do to prevent this from happening, Kourtney? Just don't go on trips! Simple as that! Boy, what? You don't need to quit the show to be a present mother. That is a pathetic excuse and you know that. You just need to stop acting like you have the same freedom and the same lack of responsibility that you had in your early 20s. Because you're not that young anymore. Jesus Christ, you'll live without your monthly trip to the Maldives. The Maldives, whatever, you get my point. Oh, and did you know that the Kardashian kids literally have their own play town, Barbie town? Like, it's got its very own road, a fake fire station, a fake diner, a fake ATM, a fake Starbucks, and most disturbing of all, a fake KKW beauty shop. So they made this ghost town for these kids to feel like normal kids because they can't go anywhere without being swarmed by paparazzi. But they just had to include the Kardashian beauty shop as a sore reminder of the reason they can't have normal childhoods in the first place. Amazing. The fact that this place is literally called Little Hidden Hills is giving me that uncanny valley feeling, especially because of how clean and unused and deserted the place looks. Like, it looks like the back rooms. It looks like a backrooms level. How can you raise anyone in this environment and expect that they'll be able to exist in a normal society ever? This is beyond spoiling and is probably going to be harmful to them. Not just this play village, but all of it together. It's too much. I know this isn't an unpopular opinion, but I just don't see why you would do this to your kids. This feels so cold, disconnected, lonely. It's jarring to know this playground will only ever have a couple kids playing there. Playgrounds are supposed to be busy and a little messy. This is the exact opposite. It's like the extravagance is supposed to make up for the loneliness and isolation of being a Kardashian kid. Have the nanny take your damn kids to the park. Also, did you know that Khloe's 5-year-old daughter already has a makeup artist? God damn, just let these kids be kids. This sounds like a nightmare to grow up in. And look, it's not unheard of for girls to mess around with their mum's makeup when they're that age. But with this, it's different. The fact fact that this is subtle makeup makes everything worse. Like, most of us grew up wearing silly makeups, you know, glitters, colorful lipsticks, and eyeshadows, but it was just for playing. While this kind of makeup that's barely visible is going to alter her face features in such a subtle way that I'm afraid it's going to affect that child's self-esteem. It's usually adults who wear this kind of makeup, not 5-year-old girls. And here's yet another example of Kim clearly ignoring how uncomfortable North is. Because in this clip, North is screaming at Kim to beg her to stop recording and to not post that video. But she does anyway because she thinks it's funny. This behavior is the exact reason why Saint said on Kim's Instagram live that the people that were watching were weirdos and that he hated them.
Say hi.
Hi.
This is called Instagram Live.
Hi, weirdos.
Hey, stop it.
Hi, vloggers. If you're watching this, I hate you.
Hey, Saint.
I'm watching
Hey,
I hate
hey,
you.
look what you're teaching him.
It's good.
I can't imagine how suffocating it must be to constantly grow up surrounded by cameras wherever you go. And not just by the paparazzi, but your own mother as well. And if it's not your mother, it's your cousin. And if it's not your cousin, it's your auntie. And if it's not your auntie, it's your uncle. And if it's not your auntie, your uncle, or your cousin, or your mother, it's your grandmother. Awesome environment! I, simply put, am worried about these kids. They are not going to be normal functioning teenagers or normal functioning adults. A lot of therapy is going to be required. Anyways, guys, that's the end of the video. Let me know what you think about everything that I put in this video, and if I missed anything, please comment it down below because I know that I barely scratched the tip of the iceberg. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Mwah! I love you all so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye, darling!